Okay, so we'll formally start the Oceano Advisory Council meeting for March 10th, 2022. First thing on agenda, we have the roll call. So I'll start with myself, Aline Villa, present. Councilmember Varney,
Absent.
Councilmember Casanello,
Here.
Councilmember Dury, absent for now, and Councilmember White.
Here.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have the flag salute. May I have someone lead the flag salute? Karen?
No, me.
I always mess it up.
No,
Okay.
I don't even know.
Ready, go. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America
America.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all. Okay, next we have public comment for items not on the agenda. Again, it's public comment for items not on the agenda. I don't see any participants besides ourselves. Does anyone from our council have any public comment?
Nothing that isn't on the agenda, I don't think.
No.
Okay. Next we'll go to presentations. I don't believe we have any presentations today. So then we'll go to, do we?
No.
No. Then we'll go to review and approval of minutes. Hopefully you received my minutes and I'll give you 30 seconds or so to review them and then I'll have someone motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved, approved by White, seconded by White. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Okay. Minutes passed. New business is the next item, and the first thing we have is the website changes. So hopefully you've been thinking about some website changes. I was talking to Charles just a bit ago that I think ASAP, what needs to be done before anything else, I think, is the changes that we made to the bylaws. We have the changes, but it needs to be out reflected on the website. So the changes weren't drastic. There was just, if I recall correctly, increase the members. I'm not sure the number, but I think it was all the way to 12 members.
11.
11. 11, and then we just struck out having a member agency outside from Oceano. We decided that we didn't want that. And then there was this questionnaire, a small questionnaire that was added. And we have those changes. We just need someone to do them on the website, on the bylaws, on the website.
Would it
So
be
that's-
helpful to bring up the website as we're talking about things? Not that we need to look at everything that we're talking about, but.
Yeah, I've got it here on my own computer.
I can't get it. I'm here.
Okay,
But I know it, yeah.
Yeah.
Are the rules of decorum on the website also?
They should be, because I have to look. I don't quite remember. They're on an agenda.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
let me see what I can get. Okay, can you see is the
Yeah.
website up there?
Yeah,
So, yeah, I don't know about the rules of decorum. Where do you think they would? Well, here's
The
something
bylaws.
needs to be done. The who are we is in Spanish. I don't know how that happened, but
Oh, it's because it's in Spanish also at the bottom. I mean, the page is all in Spanish.
no, it isn't. It's, the purpose
Some
here
of it
is in
is.
English.
If you go back up, Charles,
Yeah.
look, see right there, right there.
Some is, some isn't.
What about it? Yeah, that's in Spanish.
Right, it should be in English.
I'm listing both,
What?
both languages.
Yeah, but the way it is, it's not.
The default is English, and then you can click on the translation.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
oh, default, okay.
Yeah, and so the way it is now, that needs to be the the purpose and bylaws, officers and webinars and all, yeah, if that's in English, but then the rest is in Spanish. That needs, those squares need to be in
I
Spanish.
just scrolling down the page here. We're on the same page. The purpose is in
Now-
English. The bylaws are in English. The current
Yeah.
officers, all of this is in English.
Okay, so that section is wrong. That's, I don't
Okay,
know why it
is
does that.
somebody taking notes to?
It's a glitch.
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
glitch.
Okay, so that needs to be fixed.
And I'm thinking that, you know, where we have this joint OAC as a member, that this would be the place to put the questionnaire, not in the bylaws.
You're right.
What do you, does anybody have a problem with that?
No,
No,
No, yeah.
not at all. Do you, Karen?
No, and what you're talking about is item 4 on the bylaws. More information can be found in. It's kind of confusing. It refers to the bylaws. Is that what you're dealing with?
no, we do have a questionnaire for people who apply to
Okay.
answer. So we're gonna add it in right here. We're gonna upload it so that the applicants can see it,
Okay, yeah.
can actually fill it out.
Okay, good.
So we'll need that in a PDF, and then I guess she can make a link to it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, then if you notice up here, where we've got, these are kind of our pages. And there's no place up here, we don't have a link back to the home page, which I think is missing. I mean,
Yes.
so I would recommend that we add the home page.
Is this the homepage where we are on right now?
No, it isn't.
No.
Huh.
Although it's kind of the,
It's not. What?
right, no, it's not. And I don't even know how to get to the home page from here.
So add like a button that says home. That's what most websites have, just a thing that says home. You hit
Right,
it,
maybe is it down here? Here it is, down on the bottom.
Yeah,
See, it's here, but
I
it
hit
isn't
it.
at the top. Okay, so here's the home page, right? Our great picture.
Mhm.
And as you can see, the calendar is empty. So that's something else that needs to be, have her do the calendar out for the rest of the year.
What do you mean by do the calendar?
Populate it.
Put our meetings on there.
Well, our meetings are always on the second and Thursdays, right?
Well,
On the-
correct, and they need to be on the calendar.
Do we need a calendar?
Yes, we need a calendar.
Okay,
Yeah, but if she sets it so that it's recurrent, they probably do it by itself. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But maybe we can also add other dates on there on the calendar. We can add the CSD date. Yeah, it would be a good thing.
Do you want to add VACO too?
No,
Okay.
just the
The
OCD.
OCSD,
Oh, you just, well, why would we add OCSD if, I'm just, I mean, I'm not against adding OCSD, but why add OCSD when this is about our organization meetings?
Because we are encouraging people to participate in everything. I mean, I'm not I don't want to argue anything, but I think it would be nice.
Are there other non-OAC meetings that you think should be on the calendar, like the Board of Supervisors or SLOCOG or?
I think so. I think so, but they should.
I was thinking the one that should maybe is Zone 1A. I don't know. Because that's a county organization and this is like a county organization. I don't know that there's a nexus with OCSD.
Mhm,
It provides the water and plumbing,
mhm.
you know, because you're focusing mostly on what the county is doing. aren't
Right.
you? I mean, that's my thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm. Eh, uh,
Okay. The more meetings we have here that are not kind of within our organization means somebody needs to be responsible for tracking those meetings, when they change dates, when they go to live meetings, when they cancel a meeting, all of
Yeah,
that.
so that's kind of making it, I just say that we just keep it to OAC and maybe OCSD. And that's just because I'm biased towards Oceano. I think this is Oceano stuff. I don't know.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, in Zone 1A is definitely, I mean, it's the flood control just
So,
for the levee and all of that, you know.
yeah, that's important too. But like you said, it's like the more meetings, if we keep it just to OAC, it's just easier to keep track.
Yeah,
because-
but of course, everything is just more work for us. I agree. Yeah, well,
Zone
just,
Zone 1A only meets 5-6 times a year max.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we could, I guess, if there was a meeting, I mean, you track that, Karen.
Yeah.
I get their announcements. I think that if it would be easy enough, and especially if, you know, one of us learns how to just do the calendar. Although that's, I mean, we have the person hired to do that for us. If there is something that we feel, anybody feels is particularly relevant at the 1A meeting, it would, you know, I mean, ideally, it would be great to have a representative from OAC at the Zone 1A meetings when they occur. That's you, huh?
Yeah, I attend. I can't, I'm 100 yards short of belonging.
Yeah.
And they won't let me represent Halcyon, which does pay into it. So I kind of go for Halcyon.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I guess, I mean, informally, would you be willing to, I mean, if there's something that comes up on your radar that we
Oh,
need to
yeah.
know about, then you'll let us know, right?
Yes, definitely.
Whether
Definitely.
it happened in the meeting or there's something upcoming that we need
Yeah,
to.
because they're going to be dealing with Meadow Creek or they're going to be dealing with the mouth of the beach at the levee.
yes.
That has to be opened up
Oh, yeah.
according to the National Marine Fisheries. You don't argue with them.
So that, is that just basically bringing in a backhoe and opening it up?
No. It's a multi-million-dollar engineering project.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sure.
Well, you know, they're paying for it because the Corps of Engineers screwed it up in the first place. So there's a federal, well, I shouldn't say that. What we knew in the 1950s and what we know now is a lot different.
Right.
Let's be, you know, so.
So there's I want to, I think the copy for it is still.
VoiceOver speaks descriptions of items on the screen and can be used to control the computer.
Sorry.
So this is as you can see, curb gutter sidewalks. I would much rather have a picture here of a street without curb gutters and sidewalks.
Yeah,
Plus, I don't like how it's hard to read the copy because it blends in with a gray background. And so this needs a little, I'm gonna update the copy for this based on the things that have happened in the last few months. And then try and either find a picture I've taken already or go out and take a few pictures that would be more appropriate for this.
Maybe make the type just a little bit bigger.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah.
Very difficult to read.
Well, that's a good type to try and read, but you know, the sans serif type is good to read, but it just needs to be a little bigger.
Yeah.
Is there any other pages anybody? So here's our current issues. And this is sort of interesting, the way that it looks like. So the way this works is there are these links up here that you can click on. But also every one of these topics, as I scroll down, it starts with Pier Avenue.
right.
Then it goes to Oceano Dunes and the beach. Then community development and affordable housing. Then ordinances and policies.
Sure, because the links take you there immediately so that you don't have to scroll and find them, but they're all there.
Mhm.
Right. They're all there.
Yeah,
Um,
those are just links to that spot.
and I mean, if I'm, it's really, I mean, I think James did a really nice job with this, and it's like we have a lot of great information here.
Yeah.
Historical.
So what other information do we want to put up? Unfortunately, we didn't receive that trees information yet, right? We were waiting for the list of trees to then post it on the website. But that's one thing that needs to be done when we get it.
So I'm thinking that maybe we need another page that would maybe it links, pardon me for jumping around here, but okay, so presumably that when people go to oac.org, this is what they open up to. And so we've got, I mean, these are nice graphics, but maybe we need a section here that's sort of like, I mean, I think we've got room here. I mean, this calendar doesn't need to be this big, but something that's like hot topics or something. And then underneath that could be like free oak trees, free mature 15-gallon oak trees for Oceano residents. And then there's a hyperlink that takes them right to, or maybe a little paragraph about EcoSlow in their program, and then the hyperlink, and then they just go to the EcoSlow site, so that we're not involved in trying to manage this thing, but we give them the word and send them to the source. Maybe the beach and 17th Street Plaza on Highway 1 could be another hot topic, a newsy item.
Or maybe just news also. We could entitle it, what's going on, what's happening, or hot topics. You mean something that we change every time, then we just forget about what was on last time and we put something else on?
No, I was thinking that as long as it's a hot topic, it's there. When it's not hot anymore, it isn't.
Yeah, like I think, Lucia, once the program closes, once there's no more trees to give away, then you take it off.
Right.
Once it
That's what I
ends.
mean. And then once, right.
And when like the next meeting that Caltrans has on the plaza plan, that should be on the calendar, and it should be a hot topic. That's the kind of thing that would go on the calendar.
Yeah. Well, okay, then let's do it. Put it in your notes, let her do a hot topic session.
One thing I noticed that a lot of the the lead-ins to where those things are very small. They're little boxes with the kind of pink background. Those are not dynamic enough to hardly notice. And
like these,
yeah,
that's what you mean, yeah.
yeah, they're, you know, they're
Should
awfully
be-
small. There's
Yeah,
a lot of
bigger
ocean
font.
there. There's a lot of ocean, and I think they could be enlarged. Or
Yeah,
maybe,
Bigger font, you're right. They
Mm.
should be in a little bigger
And-
font.
and down the line, there's some others that I thought were, whoa, those are awfully, it's kind of
Mhm.
like current projects and issues is great big, and then what they are is very small. And what you want people to do is to look at those, not just current issues. I mean, yeah, it just typographically, I don't think it is as strong as it could be created.
right, so these are make the link boxes bigger. We kind of can reconfigure this where it's got the headline isn't that big. I mean, it's still a headline, but these links are larger.
Yeah, and you can raise that headline up a couple of spaces
Right,
too,
right.
because you can go up into the sky.
Right,
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
I'm just taking notes here, so excuse me.
I wonder if that's the strongest background color. Well, you want it to be red. I wonder if white wouldn't be better.
Background in terms of which one you're
The
talking
little
about?
boxes, the little boxes, the little pink boxes.
Yeah, okay. All right, well.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll talk with her about that.
Maybe yellow.
She should know.
Mhm. Okay. Oh, then we have these like links, provide input on Pier Avenue, and then people can fill out a little form and submit it.
What? Pyramid, okay.
I'm submitting Hyalene to Aline.
I see that.
So that comes to,
And you know what? That's like very like, I don't like how doesn't even stand out. It needs to be bigger and stand out. I don't even see that till you said it right now. Provide like it's so small and
Yeah, it's too small. Everything is too small. I cannot
Small.
see anything.
I can't see it. And I don't need glasses.
No,
Just
I
the
get-
glare. I can't see it.
Me
Maybe
too.
someone that's 20 years old can see it, but I can't.
well, I'm 77 and I saw it, so how do you explain that?
Yeah, but it doesn't pop out is what I'm saying.
Yeah, right. Okay,
I mean, if you look down below this upgrade to pro thing at the bottom, there's something that really reads.
where's that? I'm sorry.
I don't know, just down below the decorations, I have something that says upgrade to pro. It's orange with white. Maybe it's not on the,
No,
never mind,
it's
it's
not
something.
on there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm saying it's not much bigger, but it's got a heavier type and it's got an orange background.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll talk to her about that in general.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the design is nice.
Mhm.
Any other things?
We need to put some updates on under the Oceano Dunes. We need to let people know of the stay that has been agreed upon and that the closing of Pier Avenue is not going to happen.
So this is the only thing that's under Oceano Dunes and Beach is, here's what's there. There's no narrative at all.
There is what?
There's no narrative.
Okay, so maybe we can just put news, something what's new, something. We need to let people know that Pier Avenue is not going to close on July 1st.
Who's gonna write up that copy?
Well, I'll write it up. We can just also upload the article of the Tribune, for example, which explains with the quote from the Coastal Commission. I can just write the first 2 lines of the article and then send you the article, and then you give it to, what's the name of the lady who does the
Holly,
website? Say it in.
Holly,
Molly?
Holly,
Holly.
Holly, thank you. So either I get Holly's number directly or I just send it to you. Like we do in our newsletter. I just say, P-Revenue can close a Commission and State Parks reach an agreement. Read more. Boom, the article from the Tribune, okay?
Okay.
Well, aren't the rest of these all reports? Isn't there a report about that as well that could be added onto here?
These are more historical.
Okay. I just wondered if there was some more reports as such.
So you want okay, like the, I don't know, whatever we call it, like the current situation.
Mhm.
And
Current.
so we have links to the Tribune articles.
Right. But I can send the article to you.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no need to explain it. The article explains it very well.
Okay.
We just need to introduce it with a couple of lines.
Okay, great.
Okay, then I'll do that and I'll send it to you.
Okay. Wait, don't send it to me until I ask for it, okay?
Okay.
Then, okay. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of new information to put into here once OPDC gets going. Okay, anything else for now?
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
Under community development, don't we need to let the community know about the plaza coming? Or that's going to be the hot topics?
Yeah, that would be a hot topic.
Okay.
I think that's pretty well said, isn't it?
Is it, it's set, you said?
I said it's pretty well set.
Yes.
What set? The plaza?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just need to announce it. We just need to let people know that's happening. But shouldn't this start? I mean, they were supposed to be done by June, right? They said shovel out of the ground by June 30th. That's what I heard.
23, I believe. That's next year it has to be done by.
Oh, next year.
Yeah.
Not this year. Okay, I was wrong.
Yeah, unless something goes south with Linda Austin and Triangle Park and stuff. Hopefully that won't happen. Okay, anything else?
I can't think of it right now. Just that's enough for right now, I would say. Then if we think about it, we can send her another, you know, as we make a few. I mean, it's a work on, it's constantly doing, it's a constant work. We think of things that need to be done and then we just put them together in an individualized list and we send it to her. So maybe that's enough for now.
Okay. All right.
And
Guess we can move on.
good.
You done?
Thank you, Charles. That was a
Thank
lot
you,
of work.
Charles.
We did pretty well for, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for finding her, and I'm sure she'll get it done. It's not too much because she knows what she's doing, so she'll do it well.
Right. And, you know, it's not like we need to squeeze our head necessarily to invent something to put. As we think it, we should get it done. That's
Okay.
wonderful. I think it's a great arrangement. Thank you, Charles.
So next we have the redistricting. With, I think all of us here were at the meeting,
Yeah,
the LCSD meeting. So, and
yeah, I appreciated what the rep log said, that yeah, she needs to hear from the community, and so maybe it would be good for the advisory council to take a position on a map.
maybe you want to put this as a hot topic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
We're
excellent.
transitioning over from at large to
Hopefully it
redistricting.
won't be over. Yeah,
Yeah, we did decide that we were gonna pick those 3 maps,
yeah.
and I haven't made up my mind exactly which map I favor more than the other, but I was thinking before, like kind of like zone areas. But now I'm like thinking maybe his made more sense because it would distribute different type of individuals. So I'm still deciding.
Well, we only have 3 maps to choose from now.
Yeah.
We got down to 3, so definitely I do not like those 2 from that were suggested by the company. So the other one left is the public one. That was 202, I think. 202, right?
Like 202 and then
Now 503 and 501 were suggested by the marketing company.
mhm.
So I like among those 3, I had no problem with 401 either, the very last one. I thought that was pretty good too. But if I have to choose among those 3, 501, 503, 202, I'm also impressed that I can remember the numbers. I choose 202.
I guess we have, we can, ultimately make a decision on this next week if we want to make a recommendation, have time to study it more or, look at it more. I mean, there's all the data that's provided for each of the maps. Now it's a lot easier to compare with just 3 of them.
Right.
When you start looking at like registered voters or how many people actually voted, it really, I mean, one thing that comes up obvious is that, and although it's not as, well, I'll call it bad as it used to be, but Latinos tend not to vote as much than whites. But it's kind of like the statistics aren't great for either ethnic group. Voting's pretty low, but that's you can't really consider that. I mean, that's more, if people choose not to register to vote or not to vote, that's their business, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, but it's interesting data. So we'll kick this can down the road to next week then.
Next week, yeah.
Are we agreed that we want to make a recommendation? What do you think, Karen, on the,
Can't say anything.
you can't say anything.
I
That's because
see a very strong conflict of interest in saying anything until
Yeah,
I
okay.
have to make the actual vote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think in my, Karen in my case, it's like we're representing the district and then we're on here and it is like Karen says, like a conflict of interest, like it doesn't feel right that we give input.
Sure.
I can't decide until I'm supposed to decide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause it's
Yeah.
like, why are you supporting something when you haven't even heard from the community input
One
of
more
what
time.
people want?
One more
Right.
time, I want to
Okay,
hear
so
from everybody.
since you're half of the council, I mean, you're right. I agree. I mean, I see your point, of course. So
Well,
maybe there is no point in us giving because there are just two or is it worth it doing?
Well, I think that it's certainly, it's a very significant action that impacts our community. And we are the Oceano Advisory Council. I can understand Aline and Karen's,
Sure.
conflict. Yeah, I mean, I totally respect that. But we do have, if April's here, then we do have a quorum. And
Yeah.
the three of us can vote on that.
Okay.
And we don't have any conflict of interest.
Hmm.
No.
Matter of fact, it'd be good if you did. I mean, it would be a good thing to take a stand on one way or the other.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay.
or individually, of course.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, I was, on a side note, very disappointed that there wasn't more comments last night.
Yeah.
I was watching, but I had really, and I'm not a common average citizen in Oceano, but I have no instruments really for choosing, or I'm glad it went down only to 3. That was a very good suggestion. Now at least I'm only looking at 3. Okay. Maybe I'm just waiting for other people to comment to make up my mind. I can see how it's difficult for people to comment on such things.
Mhm.
Truly, even I couldn't really see which one. I mean, I knew basically the ones, but in details, like Charles and April did.
Yeah,
But
I hope it works, because I'm really concerned if some people who live on one part of Oceano have strong feelings about another part, and it gets to be issues really political, because right now it's not, the board is not really strongly political, I don't feel. At least I'm not torn one way or the other politically, but I can see some, only 1,400 people here get to vote for this person, only 1,400, and Halcyon doesn't get to vote for the beach doesn't get to vote for Halcyon. It just seems like it's such a small community to be divided that way. I mean, I hope it works and we get more people voting.
it's not up to us.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I'll tell you, historically, if districts, the new proposed districts 2 and 3, with the Latino majorities, had Latinos from those neighborhoods on OCSD, I bet there'd be a lot more action on curb gutters and sidewalks and flood control. Because those are the people that get hit the hardest, right there.
I know it's not an OCSD thing.
You see, and that's what OCSD, it's not an OCSD thing because OCSD directors have not made it a thing.
We don't have the power. We don't have that power. Where's the power to do it? We don't have the power on floods or roads.
OCSD could be an agency on getting grants for flood control, for curb gutters and sidewalks. The county has asked OCSD to be lead agency, and OCSD has refused historically. Now that's a choice that OCSD makes. And that's what I'm saying, that, that would, maybe that wouldn't be the choice that was being made if.
Where's the resource for it? We shouldn't argue.
Yeah.
Just forget about it.
So,
Well,
yeah,
as you know, I want to say one more thing about that.
Oh, yeah.
Where the resources are right now is with SlowCog, who's going for a $17 million infrastructure grant for Oceano, which the
Yes.
damn county would not do because they don't really give a damn about Oceano.
I
Pardon
know.
me. I know that you know what, I need to keep in mind that, well, I'm not saying anything that I haven't said before.
Yeah, and we don't even have a supervisor to get a choice for voting in the next
Right,
two.
exactly. So
Yeah,
just remember that everything we say here is broadcast around the world on YouTube.
Okay.
oh, well, my camera distorts my
what?
face. My camera distorts my face into a pumpkin and I don't care about that either.
But you know what they say, right? Obviously, we're some news is better than no news, or bad news is better than no news. We must be important if they have to talk, if like 3 different individuals or agencies have to talk about us. And a
Well-
lot to talk about us, even if it's bad. So
Well, here's the thing, we're doing something. We're not making little silly videos about somebody to target them because they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Very objective, like a professional reporter.
yeah.
Well,
I got you.
meanwhile,
Mhm.
Okay.
All
Let's
righty.
let's move
Move
on. I think
Item
we're done
3.
with that.
So are we gonna vote
Should we
on
vote
on
that we're
taking
gonna
a
do this?
position? What?
Should we
next
vote
week. Next week?
Yes,
Yes.
next week.
Next week. Okay.
in April's? Yeah, so we could have a quorum. Okay, next on our agenda, we have the Charles suggested that I put a addendum to the recommendation for the cell tower. And you want to expand on that? He wanted.
Well, I think that, so this was last month, we, at the end of our discussion there, we suggested, we had some discussion about a little more landscaping going in around the base of the thing to screen the power buildings, the whatever's down in there. And then I think in part because we had the oak tree thing that suggested that Halcyon look at using this as an opportunity to do some maybe not so much landscaping, but kind of restoration of that whole pad there. And I don't know what that pad is zoned as. If Halcyon has, there's single family residential lots there that cell towers going in the middle of.
No,
So it seems to me like that land is just sort of like, it's there. So why not plant some oak trees on it? And, over time, let it turn into a little oak forest there.
Great.
I think that would be in the value system of Halcyon. It's visible from Elm Street very clearly when you're going south, and would kind of make the whole thing softer, and that cell tower wouldn't stand out as much.
If I could, so what you mean, Charles, is you mean to ask AT&T to do it, to pay for it and do it?
Well, the county needs to make it a condition of the permit.
Oh, needs to put it as a condition. Okay, but wait a minute, then we don't even know if Halcyon would allow it. We need to add Halcyon, trees are very expensive also to support and maintain. I can see what happens when there are storms and eucalyptus on the pike, fall and the trees in Halcyon break. So Halcyon might not want an oak forest there. Then, so we need to make sure that Halcyon wants it before we ask it as a requirement.
Oh, I don't think so. I think we tell Halcyon that we want it and we recommend it, and it's good. It's going to be a beautification, and then they can decide whether they want to do it.
What do you mean? And we just wanted, and we ask Halcyon, and Halcyon is going to do it just because you say so. That's property. That's Halcyon property.
Well, that's not how the system works, Lucia.
Yeah.
The county doesn't come to you and go to a developer. I mean, maybe they do and say, well, would you want to do this? Because we think it would be a nice thing, but if you don't want to do it, gee, we won't even say anything. That's not how it works. You tell them, this is our opportunity to tell the county what our recommendation is. If Halcyon doesn't like it, then Halcyon says, no, we don't want to do it.
So
Mhm.
we first recommend it, and then it's up to the county to do or not do it.
Well, the county and Halcyon. I would think Halcyon would want to do it, especially if they had some, and if AT&T has to pay for it, to put in a drip lines for that will feed young oak trees for the next 10 years till they get established, then okay, so it costs AT&T a little more money.
No, but I didn't understand what the county has to do with this.
The county gives them the building permit.
Oh,
Halcyon
right,
has no control
you got it. You
over
got it.
issuing a permit to a cell phone.
Right, so the county can request that they provide for reforestation, understood that Halcyon agrees with it.
Mhm.
That's all. Okay.
Go ahead, Karen.
Yeah, I contacted the county because what I want to know is if it's a 5G tower.
Mhm.
And just after our last meeting, I called the county and they went in, the planner who's working on it. And he said, we don't know. Because the application, he said, after our last meeting, the application is incomplete. They're trying to get more information on the application and it'll be several months before it ever comes forward with more information. Because-
I would bet you a lot of money that it's going to be 5G. Why would they put in a brand new tower and not have 5G?
I know, but the community wants to know too.
Right, right. Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, that was the biggest issue that was raised within the community of Halcyon.
Uh-huh.
And the only trees would be wonderful if they didn't carry pests that would eat the vegetables down the 100 yards away.
Uh-oh.
But if you think about that piece of property, it originally had coyote bush and scrub oak on it anyway. So putting oak trees certainly wouldn't be much of a change from where it was historically.
Provides more biodiversity for birds and things that
You
feed
betcha.
on insects.
You betcha.
Mhm. And a great homeless campground.
Well, they could move up from the cemetery.
Really, there are people living in the cemetery? Oh, right next.
Absolutely. Yes, yes.
There has been.
There has been.
There is not at this present time.
Yeah.
There's been a strong desire by the community to not have homeless people in the cemetery, just, other places
Dead
are,
people.
huh?
Only for dead people.
Yeah, that's a camp for dead people. I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
But they're not homeless. They have the cemetery.
Okay, so did we decide that we want to make that recommendation to the county?
Yes, I
Yes.
motion. I
Yes.
motion that we put it, that we add it.
I second it.
I'll second that we add, what is exactly do you want said?
Well, I sent everybody the wording that I suggested.
So that's exactly what we want said. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that. And
I
so
support it.
all those in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
And Karen, you'll share that with the Halcyon for us
Yeah.
too.
wish me luck. Halcyon is having a few growing pains.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of room for more housing.
No, there isn't. We don't have sewers.
Oh,
2 acres. There is no room for any more housing. There's room for maybe a couple more homes.
Yeah.
You have to have 2 acres for a house with septic tanks.
Well, maybe you guys need an infrastructure grant to get onto the sewage system. Talk to Joe Biden.
If I could do that, then I'd have a granny flat right next to my back door. I mean, I would want one,
Mhm.
I am,
Yeah, well, that's a big holdup for you all becoming economically self-sufficient. I mean, that to keep the character of the community, but to have more people that you're renting to that provides a stable source of sustainable income. And
Well, there is no sustainable rent program in Halcyon,
No.
and I can't say anymore.
Yeah, say no more. Let's go on, please.
Okay. Next
Say no
on our
more.
agenda, we have the old business, the curbs, gutters and sidewalks.
so the really great thing happening with curb gutters and sidewalks is that we the SLOCOG and the Safe Routes Partnership of the county are doing their it's not an annual, but I think it's every 2 or 3 years, but it just coincided. They do a survey of families in all of the schools in the county on, you know, how kids are getting to school, how they get home from school, what are the reasons that kids are not walking, or why don't parents let them ride their bikes and all of that. And so that information is going to be really critical to our grant application to the state for the $17 million infrastructure and non-infrastructure program. And Oceano Elementary School is just rocked this survey. We sent home, and Andy Stenson organized all of this. We sent home a survey with every kid, either in English or Spanish. And so far we have over 200 surveys back from the families at Oceano Elementary School. That's more than half of the families at Oceano Elementary School, which is remarkable. And I've been inputting the data. I'm not the only one that's been inputting it, but I've inputted almost 100. So when we get the paper surveys, then we have to go in and I fill out a new survey with the information that's on the survey from the family to get it into the database. So I've done about 100 of those. And I have a good sense of what they're saying. And they're saying is I won't let my kids walk to school because there's no curbs, gutters, sidewalks. The intersections are not safe. And we want education programs on bicycle and pedestrian safety at the school. We want to have, there are these great programs called the walking bus, where like you start on the east end of Ocean or Paso Robles with 2 parents, and they just walk all the way to school every morning, and they pick up kids as they come through, and the kids are all walking along together with
Like in the bus.
you know, and like you get the 6th graders get to be kind of like monitors for the smaller kids, you know, and it's just like it's just a great community event every day. So parents are excited about that. So anyway, so we have this wonderful data. And there's also a question in the Oceano Economic Development Council's survey that Cal Poly's doing on curb gutters and sidewalks. Although that survey, at least the interview of household part of it is not going to be completed until for another couple of months, but we'll probably still be able to use that data. So that's kind of the newest thing on curb gutters and sidewalks.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next, we have. the
Can we
eco-
We skipped OEC, OEDC, we're just not going to cover it.
Oh, somehow we did. Thank you, Karen.
So
Yeah, so we got the OEDC draft work plan, and Nick did state that he was not going to be not participating. He didn't think it was too important because it's just a draft right now. And I did let him know that we would be discussing it even though he wouldn't be present.
I don't see what's there to discuss. I read it. I mean, it's a good plan. I mean, that's his plan, but I don't see what kind of input should we're not a key organization. We are not, what, should we support it? We should change this, change that. I really don't know. I really don't want to, I'd rather not deal with it. I don't think let them do it. It's fine, it's their project. We read it. It would be nice if they came and give us a presentation though. You know, that's what I would like to do. He comes and tells us what he's doing. But that he asked me input on this, what for? He's not gonna care for my input.
Did you do the survey?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. He said I had a talk with him, and he said he wanted to come after he had something to really tell us.
Okay.
He didn't want to come. He said that he wanted to come in a couple of months when there was some information he could actually provide to us.
Right. So why don't we wait then? Because right now there is nothing we can really say about this, or it's good to know that it's around, Charles, but that we discuss it when he's not even coming to give us a presentation to ask questions.
So I'm on the Project Advisory Council representing OAC. And this work plan was sent to members of the Project Advisory Council asking for our feedback. I did not think it was appropriate for me to offer feedback on behalf of the Oceano Advisory Council without the Advisory Council seeing this and discussing it. And so that's why I asked for it to be on the agenda.
Excuse me, Charles. So PAC means Project Advisory Council, which means, what does it mean?
It's an advisory council to this project.
Which is different from the OEDC.
Yes, you see the top line there, the 2021-22 Cal Poly CRP Community Study and Strategic Plan.
Yeah,
That is the project.
that's the project. Oh, so the OEDC has more than one project on this specific project. So this PAC is for this specific project. How big is this organization that has all this? And then what's the CRP? I already asked you and I already forgot. The Council for
City and Regional Planning Department of Cal Poly State University graduate program in city and regional planning.
Oh, okay.
You know, the group that's done all the studies of Oceano,
Yeah.
the Pier Avenue study.
Look, you know what? I got really upset that the OBCA is not even on the list. It's not even on Nick's mailing list. Nick started this project with the OBCA. The OBCA started this 3 years ago. And we were it, and he worked, and he used the OBCA as a liaison with Cal Poly. Then he went off to do his own thing, which is fine. And now we're not even on his mailing list.
Okay.
And what's that? I'm just saying, so it sounds like this is what it's Nick's project. It's
Okay. Early on in this Cal Poly project, the Oceano Advisory Council was supposed to be the lead agency for the community. And the Oceano Economic Development Council would be a participant in it, but they would not be the lead agency. And the reason Cal Poly wanted that was that the OAC has standing in the county as a county recognized organization. The OEDC has none of that.
right, but Nick didn't want that. I remember very well.
Correct.
Nick did not want the OAC to be involved because the OAC has a reputation.
Correct.
I was involved from the very start, and I think it was, I don't remember who I was representing, but I was there, went for the very first meeting.
You were there with
4 years
Terry.
ago.
Yeah, of course you were there. That
4
was
years ago.
Oceano Beach Community Association.
No, that was before the Oceano Beach Community Association was founded. I'm talking 4 or 5 years ago when this all
With Cal
started.
Poly? With Cal Poly?
Yes,
Oh, that's different.
No, that was a different community that when they had the meetings, 4 meetings at the OCSD, right?
it was a different group, but it was the same
Concept.
looking
kind
at the same issues.
Similar issues, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is, bigger and more of it and a little more sophisticated.
Yeah,
Lucia, you have a concern that your organization is not, well, if you go down
No.
here, you see where it says key organizations.
Yeah, I know that I concerned Charles. I'm saying I'm biased because I'm pissed. But I don't care for, I just let you know for gossip. But no, I'm not concerned. I don't want to. I don't even think the OAC should get involved in this.
Okay.
Well,
So the OAC is involved in it because we have a representative, actually 2 members of the OAC are on the project advisory committee, myself and Aline.
Right.
Been asked to give input. So if you don't have anything that's of concern to you, I
No?
guess we can, I'm concerned that these key organizations that are listed here are, first of all, do not include the advisory councils. We can see up here at the top that there's going to be, we're going to get OAC and VACO are going to be mailed the plan. There's
mhm.
nothing here about any presentations
I see, Charles. You are right, Charles.
or
Definitely.
getting any feedback from OAC.
Exactly. So,
I can consider, let me just finish my pitch here.
yeah, sorry.
So I consider the advisory councils, certainly the OAC, which is the Historical Advisory Council to the County of Fort Oceano, to be a key organization. And just out of courtesy, I would include VACO in that since they are now a recognized one as well. That we would be important key organizations, especially given that Visit SLO Cal is about promoting tourism. South County Chambers of Commerce is about the business class, and this is the group that totally rejected us and wouldn't even let us be members and supports the SVRA. REACH is a big economic development group with looking to develop Vandenberg Air Force Base and other large-scale developments, but I think that they would probably support a redevelopment of Oceano. And then OCSD, which is the you know, sewers and garbage and
Water.
lights and stuff. So there's really, I don't see any place in here where there's a community input.
I don't see any
Not really
place where
concerned.
Oceano is.
Huh?
I don't see any place where Oceano is.
Right, and I agree. And
And I'm
now,
just looking at some of the other names of nice people, but they don't live in Oceano and they don't own property in Oceano and they don't. I mean, that's,
right,
I'm not putting anybody down because they're working, I think in a lot of ways, their motives are good to help Oceano, but I'd like to see all three of the local organizations represented strongly.
yes, and I take back all that I said. We do have some feedback. Charles, the feedback that you're thinking of is excellent. And I'm sorry, I completely forgot about it. That and all those names, you're right. I don't know anybody. I've lived in Oceano for 35 years. I don't know any of these people. Who are they? And I mean, maybe he doesn't like the BCA anymore, but the BCA has been working for this community. We did the mural. We're going to adopt the highway and clean up. We got a program for cleaning up the highway. We have been doing things, and he doesn't even have us on the mailing list. And he, let alone be a key organization, which I don't want to, but not even on his mailing list. That I need the OBCA needs to get this from you. That's ridiculous. And that the OAC, the council, it's not a key organization. The OAC has been in Oceano for over 20 years. Totally. But you know, we sound like, oh, if we're not in it, it really kind of shows maybe where he's going with this, that maybe is not much for Oceano, but it's maybe just business oriented.
Well, if you go down here to number 4, the organizational strategy for development and implementation, look at it. You know, it's going out to outside, you know, private entrepreneurial investors.
Yeah.
Which now that's, I'm not saying that's necessarily bad, but it's all about the, you know, the plan.
Yes.
And is it really a plan for affordable housing? Is it really a plan that emphasizes economic and social justice?
Is it really a plan for non-gentrification?
Mhm.
If you don't involve the base organization of the community, where the people who live here really go, you know, what really is really for Oceano, it's or for your ego and your mega visions. So.
When was the last time Visit SoCal and South County Chamber of Commerce was downtown cheerleading for Oceano or lobbying the county to improve infrastructure in Oceano?
Exactly.
Or,
Exactly.
right. Yeah. No, it's
This
more
is not connected.
SPRA.
It's not connected to the reality of Oceano. So far, maybe will, but so far it doesn't look like it is interested in listening really from the people in Oceano.
Well, and I would like to see this succeed as a, you know, as a good project. And it concerns me that the leadership of OEDC, who is Nick Alter, he is the executive director.
Yeah, he's everything.
And he is the only person that has authority to make decisions. That he is damaging the credibility of this organization in the community, and that these ideas that are down here and these people that are named and these organizations as key organizations, I understand that these are key organizations as far as Nick is concerned. That's why he did not want to have anything to do with Oceano Advisory Council.
Exact. All right. He said it very clearly. He doesn't want the OAC involved at all because we have a bad reputation.
Right.
So,
and we're gonna be irrelevant. We're gonna be put out of commission.
right. So he's not going to involve us, nor the OBCA. Forget it.
So I believe that my personal position, and the one that I would like to propose for this, for our council, is that we make it known that we, believe that we have a value and represent, many people in the community and want this project to succeed. And we're concerned that us not being involved sends the wrong message and will undermine the credibility of this group. And
Bravo.
that it's a mistake.
Both, like you stated before, Charles, both advisory councils need to be on there.
Mhm.
And he should have even included OPCA because it's what started this whole thing in the beginning.
We
Just to give us a little credit, but maybe he's not seeing that we are a key
Guys,
organization.
I have to excuse myself for just a second. My puppy is whining. She needs to go potty.
Oh, okay. I saw that puppy like walking around, wandering in the background.
Oh, you have a dog now? Oh. Oh, how?
Fuzzy,
Yeehaw.
a little collie dog.
I'll be right back.
And I can discuss something while he's gone.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand how the Oceana Community Service District can be a key organization because we don't have any powers to develop anything.
But
The
you
only
could write a
powers
letter
we
of
have-
support.
The only powers we have is to decide if somebody can have water and sewer. We
Wow.
can shut them off with not having water, but a subdivision, somebody plans a subdivision, they come to us to get a will serve letter for water and sewer. Then they go to our fire department to get a permit to build from the fire end of it. And that's it. That's all the power we have.
Mhm.
So why is the OCSD a key organization in this? They're not.
Well, he thinks that it should be a key organization because it's, what we have, since we're not a city, we're a district. And
Why?
I don't know.
He wants to tie us into this?
Yes, he wants you to feel part of it, but he should also want the OAC and the OPCA, I believe.
Well, yes,
And
because
VACO to feel part of it. Everyone,
those are the organizations that have the power, the advisory power to tell the county what you think about Oceana.
exactly.
So those are the organizations that need to be on it.
Aline, I can't see your face. I can't see your right.
Oh.
Thank you.
So does
Okay,
somebody want to write up a draft of this or
Uh,
statement?
You need to do it. You thought of it.
Well, I'll be happy. It's going to be short and sweet. I mean, I
Yes.
think it's pretty straightforward. So
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, doesn't need a lot of,
I'll
just
do that and send it around by the end of the weekend so we can have it. Maybe we can vote on it next week.
Yes,
Does that sound good?
yes.
yes.
Okay.
Speaking of next week, I will not be here next Thursday night. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but I'll give you my proxy vote.
I've got I'm doing a fundraiser for Jimmy Paulding
Oh, yeah.
Thursday. But since we moved to 6:30, the event's over at 6, so I'll be here. I may be a little may have
Frazzled.
a couple of glasses of wine in me, but
Excuse me, Charles. So you will not do, at what time is the get together?
4 to 6.
Oh, are you going to sell your pots and your succulents?
No, it's a fundraiser. But it's just people contributing money and Jimmy giving a little speech. A garden party. My garden's looking really nice now, lots of blooms.
Even with your puppy?
Huh?
Even with your puppy?
Yeah, well, she wants to be a good girl. She's chewing the buttons off my shirt as we speak. Here, Mija, get up here and show people what a cute girl you are.
She's
So you
darling.
got a puppy finally.
Is she shepherd? Is she Shepherd or?
She's she's a cross between a rat terrier and a miniature Aussie.
Oh, my God.
Lots of energy.
Oh, yeah, you picked a perfect one. You go running with her.
Yeah, she's active. Yeah, I feel like I chose to become a single parent at 77.
Oh, yeah, she's just a terror. She got a lot of toys to chew up.
Oh God, yeah, she has lots of toys.
Yeah.
Okay, people, come on.
All right, let's get going here. So Charles will get that, send it around, and we'll approve it, and we'll get Karen's vote by email, I guess. Right, Karen?
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Next, we have the updates and action items. Do we have any? Well, we did the web page, and the GoFundMe stuff is over and done with. So
Yeah, that's it. Treasure report, nothing to report.
nothing to report. No new changes.
No change in the balance.
No, nothing.
And my report, well, basically we covered my report from the meeting last night. We got those 3 maps that Lucia memorized, the numbers 503, 501,
1, 202.
202. So we'll be looking at those maps and hopefully making a decision, even though I'm strongly leaning to the 202 also. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna be
Sure.
well.
Here's a little trivia thing. It's like, isn't it interesting how we always, all of us, we never say 0. We always say O. It's like 805 beer, but it's really
Right.
805 beer. And it's really 202 and 501 and 50. It's just that's our language. I said, that's a trivia. Sorry.
But it's true.
But if you saw an
Maybe
O
they'll
and
put
you-
that on YouTube.
if you saw an O and you were told to write it out, you'd write 0.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we
It's
have the
amazing.
Oceano Beach Community Association report.
Yep, the Oceano Community Association participated in a motion to intervene in the trial between Off-Roading and Coastal Commission. The hearing was 2 days ago. The ruling hasn't happened yet. The preliminary ruling was a denial of our motion. However, at the hearing, the judge decided that she needed more time, and she actually hasn't let us know yet what she has decided. So it's still up in the air whether we will be able to participate as a group of interest in the trial or not. And we applied for adopting a highway, and we got in finally. And we're gonna get a big sign that says adopt a highway by Oceano Beach Community Association. And we're gonna clean up between Los Berros Road and 21st.
That's a long stretch.
That is a long strip of highway. Oh, no, where Los Berros meets Valley Road?
Yes.
So
Oh,
the-
no, Valley Road, and all those Valley Road and Highway 1.
Yeah.
Los,
All the ag fields.
yes, basically where Highway was starts going up the hill, and there is Los Berros Valley Road. From there to, no,
So
it's
from
not.
Valley Road, on Highway 1, from Valley Road to 21st Street.
Yes.
Okay, not
Sorry.
Los Berros.
Not Los Berros, sorry. But isn't it Los Berros Valley Road?
No,
That's what she called it.
it's Los
just
Berros
Valley
Road. Yeah, it's Los Berros Valley Road.
It's just Valley
No,
Road.
no. Now you've got me. There's Valley Road and Los Berros Road are 2 different roads.
Oh,
Valley
yes.
Road comes from Fair Oaks Avenue to Highway 1.
Okay,
Los Berros Road goes off of Valley Road up toward the freeway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay. That's all, thank you.
All righty. The discussion items for our next agenda. Or future notices of correspondence.
No, can't think
Don't
of
have
it.
any. So next
Message to
on
OEDC. That's for the next agenda, isn't it?
Yes, that's there. And
We're
then the approval of the final approval of the statement to the county on the cell tower landscaping.
Mhm.
I'll try to find out more
Mhm.
and email you around if I can find out.
Okay. So that's about it. We're at the end. Adjourn and have
I
someone.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I approve. I second.
Okay. All those in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good
Aye,
night. ladies.
aye.
thank you all.
Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.